Discover the emotion of victory in motion. Home of knee repair, not knee replacement.
So I guess, starting from injury, right? Typically there is a mechanism of injury. Most of them are non-contact in nature, meaning someone's not hitting you or you're not hitting something. There usually is a twisting or hyperextension or, that type of thing to cause that. Generally, that those people, they feel a pop or they know something's wrong. And a big staple of this is you get a large amount of effusion pretty darn quickly. Majority of people, we've had people that you look at their knee and like, gee, they didn't even swell at all. Like without ever doing any of the tests, we're like, hey, you're probably okay. But then you do some of the other tests that we do, a Lockman, which is, is a pretty reliable test. It's considered one of the more, higher level tests that you can do where you're kind of testing the integrity of the ACL. Sometimes it'll give you a false negative if there's a lot of swelling or there's, someone's really strong, they can guard with their quad. So you're not getting that same translation you would if they weren't guarding. So, the ultimate thing that you got to do is you got to get MRI. So generally speaking, most people will have an injury. They'll go in, they'll either see their primary, they'll see a sports med doc or an orthopedist. They'll do an exam, look at you, understand what happened. MRI typically is ordered. Those orders, that MRI should be reviewed with the surgeon, and then based on what the the outcome of the MRI is, if it's a torn ACL, then the options are surgeon to surgeon dependent on what they offer and what they don't offer for the surgeries. From my standpoint, we treat anyone with as much information as I know. The MRI is great, but there's a lot of clinical exams that you can do, like special tests and those kind of things to determine if it's ACL, if it's ACL, MCL, if it's the meniscus involved. So really getting a good picture, and generally going to be a little bit more conservative early on until I know 100%. But the one thing you can do immediately is get the swelling down, get the quad firing again, and get the range of motion back as soon as possible. Those, I don't care if you go with reconstruction or repair, those are going to be a very, very vital piece of the quote unquote prehab portion, which is super important, in our opinion, to get people back even before they go into surgery at as high a level as possible. So.